By the time the season started in here onto United Matters channel, we were so much playing what we call a guess game as far as the predicted lineup of Manchester United is concerned there for you, and really talking about the match details and analysis there for you. But finally, Ten Hag took us off the guessing game because he obviously shown us what starting 11 he really thinks is really going to work for him in there for you. He's just trying to prepare for the beginning of the season because he needs to hit the ground run. He needs to hit the ground running because he has told us today in the press conference that he needs to win all the 38 games. But what matters is the first game. After winning the first game, you go in for the second game. After winning the third game, you go in for the fourth game until you reach what we call the 38 game for you. So that is what Eric Ten Hag told us about the press conference, and most of the preview we are doing into this video are going to be so much based on the press conference and the players we really believe are really going to have a chance to start into this United starting 11 versus Aston Villa. Preferably, it's going to be one of the biggest games in there for you for Eric Ten Hag because he's facing one of the sides that is really proven and it's having almost every player at its disposal into the preseason. That is Aston Villa. I don't know who really planned this, but the way they really planned the games they're really going to play in the preseason, they are really on point. They are really on point. From Bangkok with Liverpool, you come on to play a side which goes by the names of Melbourne. From playing Melbourne, you play Crystal Palace, meaning that those two games that you played against Liverpool and Melbourne help you to really build the intensity and really get those players to the levels you want them to be in the for you. Then the game of Crystal Palace, a little bit of intensity, and you at least uplift the level of the opponent that you're really facing. And the manager said, I'm going to play most of the players 65 minutes. That's it. So I think in this game of Aston Villa, I think we're going to see players playing. Some will play 90, some will play 75, some will play 65, depending on what the manager is really looking for in there for you. But it's good to see that Man United is going to play its last game in Australia, Perth, against Aston Villa tomorrow around lunchtime in there for you. So let's wait and see what this is going to be. Nigeria is really going to be around 11 a.m. It's going to be 11:45 a.m. It's going to be 10:45 a.m. in there for you. And in other countries, I think it's going to be around 12:45 a.m. Close, 15 minutes close to lunchtime. That's when everything is going to happen in there for you. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. I go by the names of Rock and David, and this is United Matters channel. And let's get straight into this preview of United versus the side which goes by the names of Aston Villa. Now, when we talk about Aston Villa, it's really one of the games that you would like to see United play because of the quality of players they have. They've added Kamara to that midfield that had Calvin Ramsey, Maguire, and which other player? Douglas Luiz. Is Douglas Luiz still there? Because he was a free agent. I think, is he leaving? I don't know, but I think we are going to be having Kamara, Maguire, and Coutinho in the midfield in there for you. And I think he plays with a 4-3-3. And the forward line, he'll be having Leon Bailey, he'll be having Buendia, and Watkins will lead the line. Obviously, they're having their creme de la creme starting 11. This is the team you want to play right now and test United and say, all right, are we ready to rumble all the teams in the Premier League? That's it. And to bring you up to speed, let me show you their recent lineup that they really put up when they're playing a side which goes by names of, is it Brandon from Australia? I really got it here. I really got it. Aston Villa starting 11. Yep. Let me show you their starting 11, how it really was, to show you that Aston Villa is already up and running and ready to go on and really get United a very big and real test in there for you. It's going to be a reality test for this game of United versus Aston Villa. So that is the lineup of Aston Villa that they put up in their last game. Martinez was in goal, obviously their first choice goalkeeper. Cash played as a right back. Chambers, Diego Carlos played with their central defense. Mings was not really present. I don't know why, but I will believe that he came in the second half. You get? Then Maguire, Kamara, and Coutinho, that was their midfield three. Obviously, you know that it's really so much good. Then Bailey, this is Leon Bailey, Danny Ings, you know him very well, and Traore, that is the Traore, the guy who was really so much on fire before they sacked, is it Dean Smith, their manager. So, in the second half, they brought on Konsa, they brought in Mings, Douglas Luiz, Buendia, Watkinson, J. Ramsey, you get? That is really their cream de la cream lineup they really brought. So, expect Steven Gerrard to bring in his best lineup in there for you as United takes on a side which goes by the names of Aston Villa in there for you. Now, without further ado, allow me do this. Allow me do this for you because you were really waiting for it. The system you're going to play, obviously, it's a 4-2-3-1 into this system of play, and I'm going to bring you the players that we believe are going to come in here and play close to 60 or 70 minutes, and then the manager will start to make substitutions accordingly in there for you. In goal, obviously, David De Gea returned and played a full 90 minutes up against a side which goes by the names of Crystal Palace. A little bit to blame for that goal, but who is to blame first? It's Alex Telles. Why do you let that man whom you are in front head that ball? You get run from your back, and he ran from his back and came in front of him and hit that ball to the back of the net because Telles was really in front of that guy. So the first blame goes on Telles before you really go ahead and blame De Gea. But De Gea would have done better. But I really believe that he was not expecting something like that to happen from that area because Telles was really so much in front of the player of Crystal Palace. But obviously, he was responsible for that pass of the third goal. Was it the third goal? Yeah, it was the third goal. That long pass he chipped to Bruno brushed it to Rashford. Rashford made a half turn. You get a half back turn. When he made it, he really took off like two players of Crystal Palace, and then he really played that ball into what we call the half space. I think the left half space, and then Martial ran into that half space very well, and then played into a man who goes by the names of Sancho in there for you, and Sancho really scored in there for you. So De Gea was really so much good on that day. Apart from that goal that we conceded, I think he has all the right to retain his position as a United player into goal, obviously, because we are testing our starting 11. Diego Diallo, obviously, for the very first time, I saw United's two fullbacks involved into the secondary assist and the assist of a goal. If you saw the goal of Anton Martial that he scored against Crystal Palace first into that game, you know what I'm talking about. It was Malacia using his weaker right foot, passed that ball wide to find Diego Diallo. Diego Diallo chest controlled it, cut outside, and then chipped that ball with some good direction to it, and it found Martial. Martial just passed it very well and then slid into it with a very big hit into the back of the net to make it 1 for United. So I will believe that Diego Diallo has earned himself a permanent stay at United. And I know they're going to work on a deal because he left like with 1 or 2 years. So they're going to extend his deal because Erik ten Hag is an admirer. And I really believe that did I bring a story of Erik ten Hag talking about Diego Diallo, quoted by Fabrizio Romano in there for you? Though we really need another right back, but that right back is going to come into struggle and really displace Diego Diallo, because even when this right back comes in right now, he's not going to displace Diego Diallo because he has not been playing with the team. It will take him like 2 or 3 games or 5 to get in the starting 11 of United. You get? So that shows you that Diego Diallo has close to 6 or 7 games to play, even if a new right back is brought in by the manager, Erik ten Hag. So it gives him a lot of time to prove himself. And in the preseason, he has proven to the manager that, please, I can get you goals and I can get you assists as you want. Now, let's wait and see. Can he translate what he's doing in the preseason to the Premier League games in there for you? That's the big question. Because in the game of Crystal Palace, was responsible for a secondary assist for that goal of Anton Martial. He crossed in that ball, then Elanga put a minor touch on it, and then it found Martial, and Martial scored in there for you. Then in the game of Crystal Palace, he was really so much responsible for that goal because the assist went on to him. That is Diego Dallo in the four. So I expect him to start in the right back for a side which goes by the names of Manchester United in the for you. Let's go to the left back. Obviously, I really believe that Luke Shaw is returning because this is what you have to do to put competition into your players. Why? The game of Crystal Palace, it's Malacia that started and played close to 85 minutes, and even Luke Shaw never stepped on the field of play. They brought in a player who goes by the names of Aston to play off the right back. So that means Luke Shaw is 100% fresh to come in and get some good 65 or 70 minutes, because it's going to be the very first time for him to play close to 65 or 70 minutes in this game. So I know Luke Shaw is coming in to play close to 70 minutes, and then Malacia will come in later to really play some 20 or 25 into this game of football. But Luke Shaw is also good, but Malacia raised the bar so high. So Luke Shaw needs to come in and really show us that please have also ready to raise that bar in there for you, because the way he narrows down the pitch, by the way, if I told you saw that game, Malacia was never wide. You get? He was never into the wide areas of the pitch. No way. He cut inside into the half space next to the center of the left side of the field. That's where he was. That is Malacia for you. So Luke Shaw needs to know the pattern and sequence of how Erik ten Hag wants his left back to play. So we are going to see whether he has mastered this, because Luke Shaw, you are not supposed to go wide. You are supposed to cut inside and be narrow. Then Marcus Rashford is supposed to really go wide into the wide area, such that we create pockets of space into the half space. You get? Because that half space is left for a midfielder all in one to pass that, to do a pass into that space to find players like Anton Martial, Rashford, and Sancho. That's how the Ten Hag system operates in there. So I expect Luke Shaw to start ahead of Malacia, to come in and see Malacia played well at Crystal Palace. Can you go ahead and really put up a game that is better than of Malacia? That's the big question in there for you. And it's going to confirm to you that I told you guys, I'm not a prophet of doom. People love Luke Shaw. I will believe that there is time for every person. But Malacia has really brought an A game to Luke Shaw. And let's wait and see how Luke Shaw really responds. Because I really believe that Malacia is going to play more games this season than Luke Shaw. That's what I believe, guys. Then let's go to the central defenders. Harry Maguire is expected to play onto the right side of the central defense in there for you. He really had a very quiet game because we never attacked. We were playing a high line. But let's wait and see. He's going to be facing Watkins or Danny Ings. Fast strikers, Leon Bailey can cut inside. Then Buendia can do the same in there for you. And let's wait and see how things are really going to happen for him this game of football in there for you. Because they are going to be played together with Victor Lindelof, according to me, because even the training we saw yesterday, Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire look to be the perfect pairing of the central defense. And however much Rafael Varane has returned, I think the manager is using him reservingly because he needs him to get back to full fitness and see to it that he comes in and really plays with either Harry Maguire or Lisandro Martinez. So that is my central defense. Lindelof is going to play onto the left side of the central defense, and Harry Maguire is going to play on the right side of the central defense. That is how the back four of United is expected to stand as we play a side which goes by the names of Aston Villa. That is Steven Gerrard's side in there for you. Let's go to the double pivot. Obviously, for Freddie, you expect him to start because the manager has really gone ahead to hail Freddie, guys. Let me find this. Let me find how the managers will talk, what the managers will going ahead to talk about Freddie. This is what he had to say about Freddie in the for you. All right. Freddie is starting, and I know he's really so much integral into the season of a manager who goes by names of Erik ten Hag. So those that never watched my press conference full digest, this is what Ten Hag said about Freddie. He said, in the moment, he's playing in the role as connector, defending to offense. He's playing the role quite well. I'm satisfied with his performance, with his improvement. You get? That means the manager is going ahead to hail Freddie, and he knows that he's going to come in and get that job done. So that is the manager, Erik ten Hag, throwing all sorts of praises on Freddie. And because he played very well, when you look at the second goal, the way he passes to Bruno Fernandes and he really runs and makes those runs and make himself a variable, because what made the second goal is how Freddy was marked out of position, and that back and throw run he made to make himself a variable to Lindelof to pass that ball to Bruno Fernandes. That's what made Freddy stand out. And you saw that pass. It was a single touch, a single pass, and then he really passed it to Bruno. Bruno passed in Rashford. Rashford passed it back to Bruno. Bruno played a long ball into the half space on the left that found Martial, did a very good control of the ball, played in Sancho. Sancho played in Martial. Martial played in Danny Van Beek, and Danny Van Beek squared that ball to Rashford, and Rashford tapped into an empty net. That's how her second goal really came in through. So that was really masterminded by Freddy in the foyer. And I think what he did, it excited Erik ten Hag, because that's how Erik ten Hag wants to attack. That's his pattern and sequence. If at all you really fit into very well, obviously it really put you into the starting 11 of his team in there for you. Now, this position has always been played by Scott McTominay, but it said Scott McTominay is injured in there for you. But obviously, it's a blessing in disguise for me, guys. I don't want Scott McTominay to be injured, but this gives Danny Van Beek time to come in and really give us some good 65 minutes. He was on the pitch for only 45 minutes, but he registered an assist for United when you're playing a side which goes by Aston Villa in there for you. And obviously, the game changed. In the first half, when you had Scott McTominay and Freddy in the pivot, we had massive possession, but our forward passing was lacking and we didn't create lots of chances. You get? In the second half, when Danny Van Beek came in through, we had lots of chances created into this game of football. So 100%, I'm telling you, expect Danny Van Beek to start, because Scott McTominay is away. He's going to be playing to that pivot together with Freddy, and expect magic in there for you. I really expect them to neutralize the midfield of Kamara. You get? Kamara, and maybe they're going to play with Maguire either for you, or Douglas Luiz. Any of those, they're going to partner with Kamara, because I believe that Kamara is an instant starter at the side which goes by the name of Aston Villa in there for you, because he's more better than any of those that they've got in the midfield. So they're going to neutralize it because they are really good on the ball. We are going to build from behind. Danny Van Beek is good at that, though he says that it plays better as a 10, but he can also play as an 8 into this system. So that is Danny Van Beek coming out and really letting us know of how he's really going to play in the field. But I really like him a lot, and I know it's a chance for him to come us and prove to us in the for you that he's really great in the for you. Even the manager said that, however much I know Danny Van Beek, he has to come in through and really prove to me that he's really that kind of player that I really love or want to start in the for you. It's all about him to prove to him that I'm really 100% fit and ready to go on and really do everything you really want me in there for you. And they told you that Ten Hag picks his starting 11 according to what he sees in training, not what he sees on the match. That, oh, when it comes to the match, that player is so much wowing, but in training, he's shit. He won't pick you. He won't pick you. So Danny Van Beek has proved in training, because Luke Shaw told us, even when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was here, that Danny Van Beek is really good in training, and I know he's really doing good in training. So the game is here. He was given 45 minutes in the first wing side. He proved to us, because the previous games he was playing as a central attack midfielder in the second swing side of United. They bring him into the first swing side of United. Obviously, put up a couple of passes, and I think he impressed the manager in the names of Erik ten Hag in there for you. Bruno Fernandes, obviously, playing to that position. I really like the way Bruno is really doing. He's really doing his things. A Hollywood pass that he did last time towards Antoine Martial was really on great, and he's no longer doing them as he used to do them aimlessly. This time, when Bruno goes for Hollywood pass, it's always on point. Did I see Bruno put his foot wrong in the game of Liverpool? No. Did I see him put his foot wrong in the game of Melbourne? No. Did I see him put his foot wrong in the game of Crystal Palace? No. It's rarely to see Bruno Fernandes making a blind pass, because this time the manager told him that you are the conductor, you are the controller of this game. You give us speed, you give us dimension, you give us dedication, you give us effort, you get efficient passing, you tell us the pace on which this game is going to be. It's you really to raise the pace and lower it down because you are the controller. So don't just make aimless passes, because every time you make aimless passes, our press is going to be beaten. So Bruno now knows that he can result to United being beaten by putting a foot wrong. So that's why he's so much keen. When he gets that ball, he does a right pass. Obviously, he's going to start into that role of a central attacking midfielder, Bruno Fernandes, in the for you. And let's wait and see in the for you. Then we go on to the right attacking side of the midfield, or the right wing. Jadon Sancho, obviously, this trio has been really talked about by Erik ten Hag, and I'm really going to come in here and we'll show you what he talked about them in the for you. That is Jadon Sancho playing onto the right side of the attacking midfield, having 2 goals in 3 games. Let's wait and see whether tomorrow he'll go ahead and really score another one in the for you. He scored the one against Liverpool, and he scored a goal against a side which goes by the names of Crystal Palace. But what I'm enjoying most is not the goals for Sancho, but his combination with Diogo Dalot is really immense. They are really having a very good combination. And the coming in of Danny Van Beek really helps them to go ahead and really get the ball much more, because Danny Van Beek is good at really holding that ball and making those runs to make himself available to be played into the field of play in there for you. And his hold-up play really, is really good. And those runs he makes off the ball provides pockets of spaces for people like Sancho and Dalot, because that's what is so much impressive about him. So Sancho, right attacking midfielder, and let's go to the left attacking midfielder. Obviously, I expect Rashford to come in through and really play a very big role into that position in there for you, as United really takes on a side which goes by the names of Aston Villa, because he really scored his second goal, by the way. His first goal was against Melbourne. The second goal was against Crystal Palace. To me, it's one of the best team goals I've seen ever since Ten Hag came in here. Rashford just needed to have an empty net to tap in. Very good build-up of United in there for you that involved this front 3 in there for you. And obviously, Anton Martial will lead the line for Manchester United. Obviously, he will lead the line because he has scored 3 goals in 3 games. And let's wait and see what he's going to do into the 4th game. I would like to come in here and bring you what Ten Hag said about the front 3 of Martial, Sancho, and Sancho and Marcus Rashford, because they are really so much good and had lots of things to say about them. He praised them in the press conference, and this is what he said in his own words. Erik ten Hag went ahead to tell us that it can be they connect really good together. I think when you see that, you are a lucky manager. They are a threat, they are weapons, and we need to develop that further in there for you. And today, these players are really like a blessing to the manager in the names of Erik ten Hag, because you can't really be, you can't fail to call yourself blessed with this trio of Rashford, Sancho, and Martial. 2 are more technically gifted than the other, that is Martial and Sancho. They are more technically gifted than Rashford, but Rashford has a very good connection with Sancho and Martial. For Sancho, they've been playing together at the England national team, and for Martial, they've been playing together since 2016. You get? They've been playing together since then. So these 3 have a very good combination in there for you, and because Martial can do a hold-up play very well, and he plays an inclusive game. You get? When he gets that ball, he can really play into Rashford and Sancho. That makes that trio really so much threatening. And this season, they are going to feel it. They are going to feel it. They are going to feel it. And that's the difference of having Martial and Ronaldo leading the line. When Ronaldo is leading the line, he doesn't play an inclusive game. You get? For him, it's all about Rashford and Sancho creating for him and Bruno. But for Martial playing, he will really get you an assist, he will really get you goals, and will really involve other players into the field of play, because he will come in deep, get that ball, pass. He can even play very well with his back at the goal of the opponent. So that's the beauty of Anton Martial in there for you. Now, that is our confirmed starting 11 for me. I think that's how we're going to stand against a side which goes by the names of Aston Villa. But this team is going to play for only 75 minutes, according to me. They'll play for 70. Some will play 65. Some will play 70 in there for you. And let me tell you what me and my team have discussed who is going to come in for who, especially into the after the 70 or 65th minute mark for you. I expect David De Gea to stay in goal. He's not going to be really substituted. Obviously, he's going to be here for 90 minutes. Unless otherwise gets an injury, that's when he'll be substituted either for you. Then I expect Eric Bay to come in through for Harry Maguire, especially around 65 minutes in there for you. Then Rafael Varane, I expect him to come in through to play onto the left side of the central defense in the position of Victor Lindelof in there for you. Though he might come in with a shocker for Rafael Varane to start with Harry Maguire in there for you. So we wait and see whether that will happen in there for you. Then on the right back, I expect Nathan Leyer to come in through. Reason being, Ajax is wanting this player. United are wanting Anthony. So it's better to give him enough playing time in this game of United, such that Ajax gets a lot of attraction to him, and they really say we want him. United will say we want £10 million. Then we'll narrow the fee of Anthony that Ajax really wants. So I think that's what we should do in that for you. And Nathan Leyer is expected to come in through to play close to 25 minutes, all 20 to that game of play. Malacia will come in for Luke Shaw, I think, in the 65th minute, because Luke Shaw is going to play his first 65 minutes in this game. You get? Then for Danny Van Beek, we expect James Garner to come in through, because the manager told us that James Garner has been injured and he really believes that he has not yet got a lot of time to see him. And I think this is the perfect game to come in and give him some 20 minutes because he's returning from injury, and I think that will do him good. And he said on James Garner that Garner integrated into training this week, so I haven't seen him. I don't have a full impression of him, and I want to see more. I will then answer the question and make conclusions and decisions in there for you. That is the manager Erik ten Hag on James Garner in there for you onto this channel, which goes by names of United Matters channel in there for you. Then after James Garner in the double midfield pivot, I expect him to combine well with Charlie Savage. This time round, Charlie Savage is going to come in and really play alongside James Garner in the double midfield pivot, because both are good in the pivot, and they will decide who's really going to do more of the defensive cover and who's really going to do the box-to-box side in there for you. Someone's asking me, why not Iqbal coming in? Relax. I have Iqbal in there for you. I have Iqbal for you because his perfect position is this. Zidane Iqbal is better when playing as a central attack midfielder, because his skills on the ball are so much good when he's playing as a central attack midfielder, and I know he can really create a lot, especially with Charlie Savage behind him and James Garner giving him a cover-up for that team of United. But expect these players to come in through around 65 minutes or 70 minutes in the field of play in there for you. So Ahmad Diallo is expected to come in and play onto the right side of the attacking midfield. He came in through and really played very well. To me, people are saying he's not ready. I really believe he's ready. And I know he's one of those players that the manager was talking about that's going to come in and really give chances into what we call the game of football that is going to happen into the Premier League, UEFA Europa League, and FA Cup plus the Carabao Cup next season. Now, on the left, we expect Elhanga to come in and play that side. Then onto leading the line, especially Handboy is expected to come in through to play as a false nine, as he did in the last game that we played against a side which goes by names of Crystal Palace. So that is going to be my alternative 11. You get that is going to come in through to play for 30 or 20 or 25 minutes in there for you into that half. So United is going to play Aston Villa. I've given you my predicted lineup. Then these young ones will come in through to get it done around the 65th mark of the game. So your predictions are welcome in the comment section below. But remember, United, really, the best game of my best game of Rangnick was against Aston Villa. And remember, he pressed them. And in the first half, we are 2 goals ahead. Though he really failed to manage the game very well. And we drew to Aston Villa because of poor game management. In the last 20 minutes in the Premier League, you just have to put in players to really make it hard for Aston Villa to really score. But he failed to make those subs early enough, and then Aston Villa came out and equalized. So I really believe that we are much fitter, we are much focused, and we believe that we're going to take a game to Aston Villa that Steven Gerrard won't like. You know, Steven Gerrard, when he's playing Manchester United, he always has a very big grudge with us because he really plays for Liverpool. He's a supporter of Liverpool, and you know that rivalry between Liverpool and Manchester United. Steven Gerrard is an ardent fan of Liverpool. That's why you saw him on the deadline day. He was so much ready to make a day miserable for Man City not to win the Premier League. Remember, they will reach that level when Man City was just a point ahead of Liverpool. And if at all Man City were beaten and Liverpool won, Liverpool were going to win the Premier League. Now, Aston Villa comes in through, leads Man City up to the 60th minute. The game was 2-0. Then Man City came back and made the recovery. But Aston Villa wanted to really to make it for Liverpool to go ahead and really win it. So it shows you how this man who goes by the names of Steven Gerrard is so much obsessed with Liverpool winning. So even when he came in at Aston Villa, he found in Eloni from Manchester United, that is Akuzo Twanzebe. He really said, I'm not going to play you. And he brought in a defender, Callum Chambers from Arsenal, whom I really believe that Twanzebe is better. So it shows you how much hate he has for United. And whenever he meets United, it's like a finale. So expect a very big game for United in there for you as we play side which goes by the names of Aston Villa. But my predictions are simple. Are we putting 4? I think 4. And they can afford to score 1 in United's goal. 4-1 for United. That's my prediction. But your predictions are welcome into the comment section below. I go by the names of Rokan David. United Matters channel is our channel. Tell me, who do you think should come in into the starting 11 that I put up, and the ones that are really going to come in through to play some 20-30 minutes in there for you onto this game of football. Thank you guys for watching again. I go by the names of Rokan David. I'm repeating myself. Smash the like button, comment, and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. I sign out for now. See you later as my mates, because you guys are wonderful, and I know you are really looking towards what I'm looking towards too. This game tomorrow is really going to be immense. The biggest test of Erik ten Hag, and let's wait and see how is he going to overcome it. But for us, we've given him a plan. Let's see whether he'll stick with his plan or he's going to change the plan, because he's really going to really approach Aston Villa. He came out and said that this is going to be a tough game. He said it, and he said that the people of Perth are lucky to watch a game of such intensity and a game of such pressure between United and Aston Villa. Guys, I sign out for now. Second video of the day. More are really coming. I'm planning to give you like 5. So don't get away. Keep it United Matters channel. And thank you for the love for this channel. I'm out.